Okay, so today we're gonna start with section 1.2. First video is gonna be about graphs and lines. Is the section we're gonna talk about equation of line first, slope of line. So, and also we're gonna talk about finding x-intercept and y-intercept. That's gonna be in the second video. So first we have some formulas here. Finding the slope of a line, we're gonna use this formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is the formula. And always if you have given 2 points, P1 and P2, you're going to name each number x1, y1, x2, y2. Always x and y, but because there are 2 points, that's why you have that 1 and 2 in the end, in the bottom actually, okay? So this is the equation of the slope. We're going to find the slope in a bit. Also, equation of line, we have two different forms. One of them is slope-intercept, the other one is standard form. And these are the equations. mx plus b is the slope-intercept, where m is the number in front of x. So the number in front of x is the slope, and the number by itself is the y-intercept. And I'll explain what is that. So if you have a straight, so I'm gonna just give you a little graph here to see. So if you have a line, whatever you cross the y-axis is the y-intercept. So this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Whatever you cross the x-axis is the x-intercept. Now the y-intercept, the coordinates are 0 and b. So this is where the b is, over here in this point. I just wanna put it here. So this is the b. M is the slope. The slope is a number which tells us how the line looks like. Is it increasing? Is it decreasing? Is it horizontal or vertical line? Okay. So this is the slope-intercept form. Now the standard form looks like this. This is the equation, and the difference is that x and y in the same side. So it's really easy to go from form to form. So if I have given slope-intercept, if I go from here to here, you're just gonna move x next to the y. So subtract mx and you're gonna get this. Now, if you wanna go from standard to slope-intercept, you can just get y by itself. Move the x over and divide by b, right? So it's really easy to go from form to form. They're just the same equation, just written in different way. Now, the horizontal line and the vertical line, they have a little different equations, because horizontal line looks like this, horizontal. The slope is 0, keep that in mind, slope is 0, and this is the equation, y equals number. If you have vertical line, so the vertical line looks like this, vertical. The equation is x equals number, they use in A, and the slope is undefined. Okay, so that's what you need to remember. And the y-intercept is 0.0b, and the x-intercept is a0. So the number here is a. Okay, so this is what you have for equation of line. This is like a formula to give you an idea what it is. Now, about the slope of a line, let me just explain something else. So there are 4 different lines, 4 different cases, and the slope tells you what type of line you have. So if you have increasing line going up like this, always you look left to right. So left to right, the line is going up, right? The line continue both ways, but if you draw it from left to right, the line is going up. And this is the case when you have positive slope. Now, when the line is going down left to right, looking like this, the slope is negative number. And if you have horizontal line, the slope is 0. If you have vertical line, the slope is undefined. Okay? So these are the 4 cases. So now let's start with number 1. Any questions on this?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So number 1, they give me the slope and they give me the y-intercept. So what you need to do is find the equation. And it says write the equation in slope-intercept form. You always have to read how they want the answer. Okay, so if they want it in slope-intercept form, then we have everything we need. The equation for slope-intercept is y equals mx plus b. I'm just gonna give you the formula here. And then what is given? The slope is m, right? In this formula, this is m, is 8. And the y-intercept is b, right? So you're gonna get b from the number here. What is the number for b?
3.
3, that's right. So what you're doing in this form, you're gonna replace m with the given number and b with the given number. That's all what you're doing. So there is not too much to do technically. So my answer is gonna be y equals 8x plus 3. That's for number 1. Number 2 is the same way, but they give me the slope is negative and the b is negative. So this is m, this is b, the same way. Just keep in mind the y-intercept always have 0 for the x coordinate. Okay, so we have y equals, following the same formula, m is negative 5x. Don't forget to put the x. And plus negative 6 is just negative 6. That's all. That's what you're doing here. Then
I'm sorry, did you say y is always going to be 0?
the x coordinate for the y. So the y-intercept, the x, see, always if you have a point, yes, thank you for asking to repeat that because it's important. For y-intercept, I mean, always any point has coordinates x and y, right? So y-intercept, the x coordinate, the first number, always gonna be 0. Okay, that's what I meant. And here, if you look here, in the y-intercept, the x coordinate is 0. For x-intercept, the y coordinate is always 0. It's always like that, no matter what. If they say in y-intercept, first number is always 0. For x-intercept, the second number is always 0. Okay? Got it?
Okay, I'm just clarification. So intercept is where it's going to cross over, correct?
Yes, we're going to cross x-axis or y-axis.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so we're going to continue with the equations. So we have the slope is given, and here they give me a different point. So this is not y-intercept. This is just a point on the line. So if it's just a point, the first number is always x, the second number is always y, right? And the slope is m. So this is my number for m, 3/7, and we have x and we have the y. Now, what you need to do is find the equation. So we're going to start again with y equals mx plus b. And in this equation, you're going to replace y with the number, m with the number, x with the number. And you're going to find b. That's the first step you're going to do. You're going to find what is b. And then after you find b, you have everything you need. You're going to do the same we did with number 1 and number 2. Okay? So this is the first step. You need to find b. So using the given slope, so the slope is 3/7. The x is negative 14. The y is 2 and plus b. So we're going to solve this for b. How you solve it? 7 and negative 14, you can reduce, divide by 7. So this is 1, this is negative 2. So far we have 2 equals negative 6 plus b. And you're going to add 6 in both sides to get b by itself. So b equals 8. After you find the b, you're going to put it back, and the equation become y equals m is 3/7 x plus 8. So this is my answer for this one. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, let's do it one more time. So I'm gonna do it one more. So here we have, again, we have the slope given and we have the point given. So if you have slope, this is m, and the point is x and y always. The first number is x, the second is always y. So we're gonna use this information to find b. So we're gonna start with y equals mx plus b. And you're gonna find what is b. So y in this case is what? -3 equals m, the slope is -4/5. X is 2 plus b. We need to find b. So what you're doing here, we're going to get fraction, but we're doing what you're doing, right? So I'm going to multiply. This is 2/1, so I'll just multiply across. So you have 3 equals -8/5 plus b. So you're going to add 8/5 in both sides to cancel it. So you're going to add 8/5. And you're going to get b equals, I'm going to continue over here, b equals 3/1 plus 8/5. So here we have to find common denominator. So we're technically going to multiply up and down by 5. Oops. Wanted to change the color. So times 5 up and down. And that will give us 15/5 plus 8/5. Now, when you have the same denominators, we're going to add the tops. So 15 plus 8 is what? 23. So that's my b. b is 23/5. And then you're going to plug it in m and b, and that's my answer for the equation. So you're going to get y equals m was -4/5 x plus b, which is 23/5. Okay, so that's how you do it.
I had a question.
Yes.
On that part where you did the 15/5 with the 8/5, why
Yes.
did you times that 3/1 by 5?
Because when you add fractions, yeah, thank you for bringing that. When you add fractions, the denominators have to be the same. If they're not the same, you have to make them the same. See, these have to be over 5 and these have to be over 5 because that's the rule for adding and subtracting fractions. Okay?
Okay.
So you need to have the same denominators. Okay? So then you go into the next one, which is number 5. So number 5, you have to do pretty much the same, but you have additional extra step here. Because for this one, they give me only 2 points. We don't have the slope, we don't have y-intercept, we need to find the equation. Okay? So let's see, we have, so the next one we're gonna do the same, just the difference is we're gonna find the slope by ourselves. So we're gonna do additional extra step in the beginning. So we need to find the slope, and finding the slope is we're gonna use the formula for the slope. And the slope formula was y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is what you're going to use first. Now, before you plug the numbers, we have to see what is x1, what is x2, and all these letters. So always the coordinates of points are x and y. And this is x and y also. But because there are 2 points, you're going to have 1 and 1 for the first point, 2 and 2 for the second point. Now, doesn't matter which one you decide to be first, which one you decide to be second, the slope is going to be the same. Okay? And then you're just going to plug the numbers. So what is y2? that's 4, minus y1 is 8 over x2 was 8 minus x1 is 4. So just plug in the numbers. Now, the formula is the difference in y's over the difference in x. So you subtract the y's, these two, and then you subtract the x's in the bottom. And then you're going to simplify. So what is 4 minus 8? That's negative 4. And 8 minus 4 is 4. So when you divide those two, you're going to get negative 1. So we have the slope is negative 1. Then you do the same we just did with number 4. We're going to use y equals mx plus b. And now we have the slope, so we're going to find b. So how you find b? Plug it in. Now you can use either point. You can use the first one, the second one for x and y, doesn't matter. I'm going to use the first one. Doesn't matter which one you're using. So I'm going to use this point, 4 and 8. So the slope was negative 1. And I'm going to use x is 4 and y is 8 plus b. So we have 8 equals negative 4 plus b. We're going to add 4 in both sides. And that's my b. Equals 12. Okay, so we have b. We have the slope is negative 1. So we're just going to write the equation. Y equals negative 1x plus 12. Okay, so we're doing the same we just did, just additional step to find the slope using the slope formula. Okay, then let's do it one more time. So here we have again 2 points. So first I'm going to use the slope formula. I'm going to write it for you, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. And again, the points are x and y, and x and y. The first one is 1 and 1, the second one is 2 and 2. And then plug it in. So we have y2, which is negative 2, minus y1 is 4, over x2 is 2, minus negative 1. See, if you have negative, make sure you put it in parentheses, because negative and negative is going to make it positive. So this here is positive. So we're going to get negative 6 over 2 plus 1 is 3. So my slope is negative 2. Okay? And then you're going to continue finding b. So we're going to start with y equals mx plus b. And you're going to solve, we're going to find b. And I'll use the same first point. I'm going to use the first point. So I have y is 4. The slope is negative 2. And the point for x is negative 1 plus b. Negative times negative, it's positive 2 plus b. Going to subtract 2. And we have b equals 2. So b is 2. The slope is negative 2. So just going to plug it in. Negative 2x plus 2. Okay? Let me just show you something else here. What's happened if they want the, so this is slope intercept, right? What if they say find the equation in standard form? They don't ask you to do that. I'm just going to show you how to do it. So this is slope intercept form, right? I'm just going to show you how to do from slope intercept to standard. So if I want to go to standard form, standard form looks like x and y in the same side. So what you need to do with the given equation, we're just going to move x next to the y. So what you're doing to move it, you're going to add 2x in both sides, right? and this cancel, and you're gonna get 2x plus y equals 2. And this is my standard form. Okay, so it's very easy to go from one form to another. Okay, if I want to go from standard to slope intercept, I'm just going to subtract 2x to move it over to get y by itself. Okay, so it's really easy to do that. Okay, so now we're going to continue with next one. Any questions so far?
No, thanks.
Okay. Next one is number 7 and number 8. Okay, we have one more page and you'll stop the video here. Okay, so the next one, number 7, is they want me to find equation where a line which goes through, passes through the point 0, 6, and 5, 0. So here what you do, you do the same. Now, first you need to find the slope. And then this is my 0, 6 is my y-intercept, right? So that tells me that B is given. B is going to be 6. Okay? But I need to find the slope. So how you find the slope? The same way. We have 2 points, x and y. The first one is 1 and 1. X and y is the second one, like that. So the formula is y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. And you're going to plug the numbers. So y2 is 0 minus 6 over 5 minus 0. So my slope is negative 6 over 5. That's my slope. I have b is 6. So I'm just going to write the equation. Y equals mx plus b. We're going to plug it in a, plug it in b, and that's it. So we're going to get y equals m is negative 6 over 5 x plus 6.
Excuse me, where did you get b equals 6, the slope from? Where did you...
Okay, so here I just give you a little shortcut. Thank you for asking that. So remember what we talked about before, that if you have 0 for x, then it's a y-intercept. If you have 0 for y, is the y-intercept, x-intercept, right? So the point 0, 6 is your y-intercept because x is 0. And the y-intercept give you b, right? And the 0.50 is your x-intercept because the y coordinate is 0. Okay? Remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do number 8 the same way. So because the x coordinate is 0 for this one, that's y-intercept. So that means b is going to be negative 6. I mean, this is x-intercept. It doesn't give me anything, but I'm just going to write it. This is x-intercept, and a is 0. A is 1, but I don't need it right now. Okay, so y-intercept give me the b. B is negative 6. So I just have to use the formula for the slope. y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So again, you have x1, y1, x2, y2, and plug it in. So we have y2 is 0 minus negative 6. X2 is 1 minus 0. So you're going to get 6. Positive 6 over 1. 6 over 1 is 6. So my slope is 6 and my b is negative 6. So I'm just going to write y equals mx plus b and just plug it in. M is 6x minus 6. Okay? And then the next few questions, they're about horizontal and vertical line. So what you need to remember, for horizontal line, these two, The equation is y equals number. Because that's what is in the formula in the top. If you look at the top of the notes, the horizontal line is y equals number. The vertical line has equation x equals number. So for horizontal and vertical, you don't do anything technically. You're not finding slope, you're not finding b. You just write the equation straight away. Remember that. Horizontal and vertical, you can get the equation from one point. And this is how you do it. So if I want to get the horizontal equation, y equals from the given point, the first number is x coordinate, the second is y. So what is y equals?
8.
8.
That's it, y equals 8. You don't do anything. How about number 10, y equals what?
-5.
That's it. And you do the same with the vertical line. So looking at my point, which one is x?
-2.
Yes, so my equation is x equals -2, that's it. And the second one is gonna be x equals +2, right? Because that's my x. So when you have horizontal and vertical line, keep that in mind. The equation have only x or only y. They don't have x and y. They don't have both. So if you have x and y in linear equation, that means it's increasing or decreasing line. If you have only y in your equation, it's a horizontal line. If it's only x in the equation, it's a vertical line, okay? So that's what I have for you guys today. And I want to show you actually a video recording. So here's the video I want to show you for the slope. So using this video, you can remember what type of slope we have.
Welcome to the adventure of Slope Dude. Meet Slope Dude. He loves to ski. We are going to follow him and he'll teach us some important aspects of slope. This is the course he's skiing today. Again, what he says will teach us about slope. You need to remember that Slope Dude always skis toward the right or eastward. When he starts out, he's going uphill. It's hard work. He says puff, puff, positive as he goes up the mountainside. Puff, puff, positive, puff, puff, positive, puff, puff, positive. Now he's at the top. It was puff, puff, positive all the way up the mountain. But now he can look forward to the downhill. On the way down the mountain, he says, nice, negative, nice, negative. And now after the downhill, he's in for the hardest part of the ski run, the long flat part. He says, this is zero fun. This is zero fun. This is zero fun. This is zero fun. And as he finishes the flat part, he doesn't see well ahead, and all of a sudden, he comes to the edge of a cliff. It's straight down. So frightened is he that he says the worst curse word possible in math and in algebra. Undefined. This has been the adventure of Slope Dude. Remember always what he said during his ski trip. Up the hill or up the slope, he said, puff, puff, positive. On his downhill run, he said, nice, negative. On the long flat part of the course, he said, this is zero fun. And finally, when he went over the vertical cliff and went straight down, he yelled the worst curse word of math and algebra, undefined. The uphill is a slope with a positive number. The downhill is a slope with a negative number. The flat part is a slope of 0. And the straight up and down or vertical part is undefined. This has been the adventure of Slope Dude. Thanks for viewing.
Okay, so that's how you can remember, and always remember it's left to right. So if you see a line, a graph, you always look left to right. Okay, so what do you think?
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, that was very comical. I liked it and informative.
Yes, and you can remember, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're gonna pause here.